We are live. Hello, everyone. So we got a jam-packed agenda for everybody this week. Oh, actually, we should move to streaming voice. Hee Whoops. Okay. I tried to drag your name into streaming voice, but it dragged the entire general channel down. Whoopsies. Okay, so as usual, we'll go through project updates. Yeah, good job. Yeah, good call deleting those. Okay, so for project updates, the OL website, the designs are like on the cusp of being done. Will has been working on. Oop, wrong selection. Will is working on the Meet the Team page, which is coming together. The projects page, and the Contact Us page has been done actually for a little bit. OL Go, it should start in the next like 2 weeks ish, right, Zach? Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Did you check the stream to see if you can hear yourself? Because I just looked at OBS. Okay, let me talk real quick. Okay, cool. Let me do properties default. Okay, try talking real quick. One more. Oh my goodness. Okay, as a aforementioning, I apologize in advance. I just got a new computer today and I just got it set up. Okay, now try talking for me. Okay, OBS is fucked. Hmm. How about now? One more talk for me. Zach?
Hello? Hello?
Hey, it's working. Okay, it should be working on the stream now. If you want to check it. Because it's not behaving for me for whatever reason. There we go. Okay, talk one more time and the stream is finally working for me. There we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, talk one more time and the stream is finally working for me.
No. Hello, can you hear me?
Alright, cool, we're good to go. Sweet. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so Zach, if you want to... Zach was saying OL Go, he's starting to get a team together and they'll have a meeting for the Swift iOS team for that here soon.
Yeah, scheduling together to kind of plan out the work for at least the iOS side of it, but also if anyone's interested in Android, that'd be a good time to come to also just talk about the mobile app in general.
So if you like it?
Oh, Switch UI kit, sorry. I'm trying to think. There's quite a bit of there's 3 PRs that were recently merged in that were kind of name changes and something else I forget. But there's been some recent changes. I know Oscar's working on collection views, but other than that, I need to work on documentation. So that's that.
Alrighty. For jumping jacks in the Unity debug console, I just finished the Unity debug console last night. We ran into some issues, not understanding what all was allowed inside of them, so we're gonna have to talk about that at the meeting. As far as jumping jacks itself goes, Austin put together like a HDRP demo. HDRP is like the high definition render pipeline, which basically means you can add in like fancy visual effects like screen reflection and whatnot. So like you can see in his example here, he added in like lights and he added in like glowing lights for the corners and then like spotlights on the checkpoints themselves, which makes it look a billion times better already, even with the ugly colors that I have set up. Um, so yeah. Also on top of that, at the meeting this week, we discussed with the concept artists and whatnot. So we have everybody working on concept art, and we'll be working on like laying out the level design. We're changing it from like single level to being almost open world. So that should be a huge and fun change to implement. Did we get updates from um, Fardeen or Will?
No,
I
I
didn't
don't
think
think
so.
we got updates for those projects.
I assume they're still on hold for the oneleif fee one.
Yeah, or something else are in the planning phages. That's the last time I knew. Still kind of meeting and discussing the project. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Economy Manager, we had a meeting last week. We got the basic UI done, and we got everybody laid out tickets, and we explored the new Unity UI elements, and we found out that later on in 2020, Unity is going to be releasing their like new UI layout, which will basically be using HTML and CSS. So yeah, we're gonna start playing with that. And then this week, Zach started on Bread for the Journey.
yep, started Vapor API and got two basic models in for post and maybe just one. I forget. Yeah, I think just post. And then a basic kind of CRUD static HTML page. But gonna keep working on that. Kind of just try to implement or mock what they have currently on their site, so we can at least have the functionality for what they have, and then we can change to the designs however we want. We can, leave it really simple, HTML and CSS, or we can make a React front end, like we were saying. It depends on what we want to get done for the initial version, if there's a second version or anything like that. But for the back end, which could potentially supply a front end, is Vapor right now. So, yeah.
Okay, so the first big thing we brought up this week in the announcements was the Discord side chats. And Zach, since you kind of spearheaded this one, I'll let you take that away.
If you can hear me right. Um, so these are aimed to have the community managers kind of initially host these, but also hopefully we can have others host and moderate these. But they're specific times and kind of type of events. One being coffee break in the morning, a gaming hangout at night, and then also potentially a Dungeons and Dragons kind of group. But these are meant to be kind of voice chats or video chats of just talking and meeting with the members, not anything for tech or anything for oneleif, but kind of just connecting people on a personal level. Coffee, kind of just, asking questions, or just, getting prepared for work and kind of discussing how everyone's day is. And then, of course, gaming hangout for people to kind of meet and, split off and play games together, or, just to hang in the group and chat. But we'd also like to get a sign up, or I guess we have links in the announcement. I don't know if you're looking at the announcement, but that has the links to use the win to meet. Yeah, to use the win to meet. To kind of pick the best times for who's ever interested in Dungeons and Dragons. So we can pick a time that works for everyone to, spend an hour or 2 hours to play some Dungeons and Dragons or learn Dungeons and Dragons with fellow members of oneleif. There's also the Roll20. So if you make an account on there, it'll just speed up our game time, so we don't have to wait for you to make an account and join our game or make a character. And if you can make a character sheet, that'd be great. But yeah, those are the three that we came up with and the times that work best for us. But like I said, we'd like to kind of roll this out as an open opportunity for potentially other people to moderate this in other time zones that work better, or other activities that more people are interested in that maybe we don't have right now.
This is also the information, especially for like Dungeons and Dragons. This is all in the announcements channel, and it's the last post that's been made.
I think that covers it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, the next topic will be the 100 Days of Code. So right now we have the daily progress channel, which is great for keeping track of daily progress. But we've noticed that it's kind of the how do I phrase this?
Activity
Yeah, there we go.
has declined, and I mean it has for me too, and I have my reasons for not doing it too. And I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say burnout, but it's like I don't feel like it's valuable in the sense. I feel like it's more valuable when I get more things done, but when I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So I guess what we're trying to reintroduce is again the idea of 100 days of code or 100 days of design, specifically aimed to kind of generate activity for a limited amount of time and not really be like every single day. Now it could be open to maybe not 100, maybe just the next month. So 30 days. Maybe we do 2 months and we do every other week is kind of a daily thing. It's up for kind of how the community wants to do it, and there'll probably be, well, I guess there'll definitely be discussion for the daily code or the daily coder, which is kind of daily progress, or it's the rank or the role daily coder, but yeah, the channel is called Daily Progress. But we're gonna aim that more to kind of a productive sense of not like what are you doing day to day, but kind of for this kind of challenge or this event, what are you doing?
Trying to think of what else I can add to that. I know when we originally came up with the daily progress channel, it was actually a 100 Days of Code channel because we had a couple people request it, and then we wanted to generalize it a little bit more. And I think if we say it's 100 days of code or design, that kind of generalizes it as well. Um, so yeah, we'll be looking to do something similar to how we have daily progress set up, but maybe a little bit more structured and, like Zach said, with an incentive. But as far as incentive goes, the only thing we could come up with was either a rank in the Discord or some sort of certificate that we make. If you guys have any other ideas, um, we'd love to hear them. Anything else on that, guys?
Nope.
All right, so we'd recently made a change to how onboarding works. So originally, what would happen is when you join the channel, you'd hit the start channel, and if we look back a little bit, you'd see we had a little bit of a long entry message. It would say to check the rules, select your interests, and go to introductions and make an introduction. Um, what that didn't do is kind of tell people what oneleif is. So we created an onboarding channel that basically describes what we do and how do you get involved, which includes going to introductions and interests and whatnot. Oh, I think we need to add the rules to this. Whoops. Because I don't think the start channel doesn't say to go check rules anymore. Okay, so I'll add that. But yeah, so I think that was one of the biggest problem. I think we talked about this a little bit last stream, but that was one of the bigger problems that we noticed within the Discord is that people would join and be like, okay, what do you guys really do? Like, I know you guys like people come in for one reason or another. Like they'll see an iOS stream or a C# stream and they'll join, or they'll see a post on Reddit, but they don't get like a holistic view of all the things that we can do for them. If there's anything else that you notice that we do that's not on that channel, feel free to give us some feedback. Anything else before we move on, guys?
I think that touches on it.
Okay, I know we talked about this last week, the project showcase, or I think we talked about it last week. We want to make little YouTube videos showing off, all the projects that everybody is working on. So if you want to send us a short like GIF or preferably an MP4 that we can kind of stitch together for one long video, so we can post it on YouTube and kind of show off what everybody in oneleif is doing. So it could be a game that you're working on, the front end of a website. Um, Showing off backend is kind of hard. The only thing I could see is like showing postman requests.
It's just ask for a montage of people typing and code being written so that we can splice it all together and, put some amazing background music on it. Just like get some text on the foreground saying like APIs being written. Because like how else do you show it? I mean, there's nothing.
Oh, that'd be actually good.
Be like that. The only equivalent would be like pixel pushing, like pushing or like up down, like in out.
Also, apologies if the audio is distorted. I don't know if it's I bent the headphone like plug-in for my headphones, so I don't know if it's just my headphones or if that's Discord's fault. So if it's distorted, I'll check it after the stream, and we'll have to look into how we can fix it next time. Okay, so next topic, the one Printful. Printful is like the fulfillment that we're using for the One Swag hoodies. We have like a little Etsy page that you can go to order the One Swag hoodies. It's in one of the older announcements. I was dumb and set up the payment information wrong, and Zach figured it out today. So they will hopefully be shipping here very soon. Anything else to add to that?
Hopefully I figured it out. The status changed, but yeah, we're still waiting on fulfillment, and they say on there that of course COVID, so we are expecting some delays, and they said something about I think 1 to 2 days after fulfillment, so that it would be shipped or something. So I don't know. I'm still waiting. It was I just did it yesterday or today. I forget. It's all a blur.
Like if
Yeah, so it had an issue with the payment one where it was depositing the money. So yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I think we got it set up, but we're just still gonna check in and kind of monitor on that.
Okay, next topic. So we got a new apprentice this week. Everybody welcome Devron. He's gonna be doing Swift, and is he gonna be? Are you or Johnny gonna be his mentor?
I think Johnny. I talked to Johnny, and Johnny said he was gonna reach out. So I think Johnny.
Yay!
Where do you find these?
Well, on to the fun topics. Anything else?
Yeah, on to the fun topics.
Woo! So we've been poking and prodding Susie to do some sort of stream for design. Susie, you want to kind of chit chat about what you were thinking?
Yeah, so I met with my mentee this week and I basically did a little lesson on just design thinking. And so that got me thinking, hey, I could do a mini streaming series on either just topics UX basics or going into design thinking, having an episode for like each individual like section of it. So I'm not sure when that's going to start, but what really confirmed the want for that was when we interviewed Devron. He was really interested he was asking me about design stuff too. So I was like, all right, there's a need, there's a want. I should do it.
So are you thinking you're going to stream in Discord, or are you going to stream on YouTube so they're recorded?
That's a good question. All TBA.
Well, hopefully next week we'll have some more info for everybody on that and more of like scheduled times, I assume.
Yeah, I need to figure out a plan or something. I just want to like put the thought of it out there. So
Yeah, and hopefully you can get some feedback this week on it and maybe give you a better idea of what you want to do.
All right, on to the good discussion then. So,
D&D.
I'm so excited for the D&D. Like we haven't had a D&D group for a while, so yeah, hardcore banter.
What's that one goofy type of character that plays music? Bard.
Oh, Bart. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, so we had some questions kind of just about D&D in general. I guess just kind of talking about our experience of getting started with D&D because I think we had a common interest with our friend group and we kind of, all mutually wanted just to try it. None of us really had experience in it. I don't think really anyone, maybe like one person had that, like, but no one had like a ton of experience. Like we were all kind of newbies. So, well, I guess like it started out by buying the books, or at least getting access to the books to make our characters, and then kind of having some access to knowing about the items or some type of story or that stuff. They have some kind of intro stories or like sessions that you can follow that have like encounters and I guess most of the first day was reading the rules and trying to play a pseudo battle. But that was, kind of, I think three of us, just had the books and we were just trying to figure it out, and kind of, experiment. But like to when we actually got the group, like, I think we had 6 people together or something like that. That one, I forget how it was structured, Sabine. Do you remember? It was like, I think we had all of our character sheets when we showed up, but I forgot how we structured the DM because it was rotating DM. It was you, me, and it was one DM, or who was the first DM? I forget.
I don't know. We rotated, but not like every week. It was kind of just like an at will thing. Like once somebody happened to finish the like little adventure they were on, they'd switch. Like some people did it for multiple weeks, and some people just did it for one.
Yeah, and it would either go, well, it would start with, the DM kind of has this story, and it could be based off of, anything. I don't know. Did we start off of a like, a default adventure? So we started from like one, beginner book or, an intro book with that story and those kind of adventures. And then I think we went homebrew and started making our own adventures after that. Because I got a D&D rolling map that you could draw on with dry erase. So, at that point, we could just draw our adventures and kind of imagine it. So then our DM kind of just took the week and made a kind of a story and attempted to corral us along to actually finish it. But it took multiple attempts to actually kind of understand how to DM, but also as the player to kind of have fun at it, because you can have fun on your own. But it's more fun when you have fun as a group. But then also you can have fun as the adventurers and make the DM mad. So
Yeah,
there's a completely different dynamic of that you're playing D&D for your character to level up your character and to role play, but then you also have this kind of group that can be maybe someone doesn't show up or that stuff, but the story moves on anyway for that, and somehow the DM or the dungeon master kind of talks to the adventurers and tell them how it goes. So if someone doesn't show up, maybe the DM's like, well, they got drunk last night and they still haven't woken up. So you guys are moving out and something happened, kind of like that. So that's at least kind of overall kind of experience on how mine has. But talking about individual parts of it or anything that you want to say, Sabian, go for it.
So I think what we started out with was 3 books. So you get the player's handbook that would kind of walk you through making your character and all the things that you had to think about. You'd have the dungeon master's guide that would basically like allow you to like understand like the different planes of existence, the like how to guide players. It would give you like roll tables. So, like depending on what the player rolls, it would help you like choose an item that they would get. And then a monster manual, which basically has a ton of different monsters that they can fight, their level, and all their specific mechanics. And those were basically what we originally started out the campaign was called like Lost Mine of Fandelvar or something like that. I don't remember where we got it. It was like it was like a short little tiny like book. And we
I
followed
think I got it at like a half-price bookstore, and it's like, we got like everything used except for I think 2 books or something. But yeah, no, we found like just kind of small adventures that had anything, but
Aha, I found it. Yeah, so this one is basically like a pre-built adventure, but we like got halfway into it, and I think Michael's brother was DMing for the first couple of them, and then we kind of were like, well, we don't have the script anymore, so we're just gonna kind of keep the way we were on our characters, so we don't have to spend a couple hours remaking them, and we just kind of went off on our own once we got the hang of it.
yeah, no, we did actually have someone that was pretty experienced be the DM for at least I think I remember the first session or the first 2 or 3. But yeah, then after that we kind of went on our own because I think he got busy.
Yep.
But yeah, it's also a hassle to like Skype in for
DOE.
yeah versus we're all there all the time, so or anytime that we're showing up, so
In person, yeah.
but yeah, are you gonna talk about doing the glorious character sheet that takes an
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
usually, at least for me?
Yep. So the first thing that you do before you start it's called a campaign, which is like all you guys sticking together for like a session until the story is done. The first thing that you do is making a character sheet. So you give yourself a character name, a class, and so on and so on. There's guides out there walking you through these things, but like they actually make you think through like the personality traits of your character, his ideals, his bonds, and his flaws, and then you give them like a deep features and traits and background and whatnot. And like the strength, dexterity, and whatnot, you have like a certain number of points you can have at the beginning, and you roll for them, so that way everything's completely random. So when we start playing, we want everybody to come to the table with their character sheet filled out because they do take quite a little bit to fill out and think through who you want to be. And the cool part is you can kind of think up like if you were to get really into it, you'd basically like be creating an entire persona that you would play. So you could have a funny old man voice. You could we had one of our characters last time was a chaotic. So you have an alignment, right? So you could be like chaotic, f- neutral, friendly. I forget what they are. It's been too long. All the rules, so there are different rule sets. So if you just type in like D&D, you'll get different ones. The one we usually play is 5e, which stands for 5th edition, and then it comes with its own like specific set of rules and um, like play style that comes with this edition. And the reason we chose that one was just that was what we got all the books for. It was no particular reason. But I think it ended up working out pretty great. I've looked at other ones. There's like Pathfinder, and then there's other editions of Dungeons and Dragons. They all try and do the same thing. They just have like maybe the dice that you roll. Like you'll have like a 6-sided dice or an 8-sided dice. So like maybe you roll a different one for different things. Um, or the rules are like slightly different. Like for example, if you're like behind cover, like pretend you're like standing behind a wall or something. Rolls would be different in some cases. Um, so there's a lot to learn when you first get into it. But the basic thing that you have to do for us to just be able to play is to have the character sheet filled out. And if you just look up Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition character sheet, there'll be a walkthrough for how to do it. Oh, the example I was going to use was our friend Jake had a paladin that was chaotic neutral, meaning like his actions were chaotic, but he was neutral in his like morality. So like he liked wearing barrels as clothing, and he wanted to murder an entire town for whatever reason, just because he had wanted to. And I think Zach, I think you were the dungeon master at that point in time, and you're like, no, that's not allowed. And then you're like, you know what? Wait, roll for it. And he rolls a 20, which is like the highest that you can get. And he's like, well, I guess everybody's dead. So we lost all of our quests that we could get from that city and whatnot, which was it's kind of fun because like the dungeon master can have things planned out, and if things don't go as planned, things can just go on like a whole different tangent, which can keep the dungeon master on their toes.
Yeah, I remember one time it was like I think I was DM and you guys walked into some graveyard, and the first thing Jake does as a paladin is run to the graves or like run right into the graveyard and like run through it. So of course I just have all the skeletons and zombies come up and attack him and just kill him. So then he has to rely on his team. But yeah, no, I mean, the DM definitely has that aspect of where it's kind of you're trying to guide these people on a fun adventure, and they're definitely people that can act out and kind of have their own personality and that stuff. And I mean, the DM does have to kind of treat everyone differently, because some people like to go to the bar, have a drink, and kind of role play it, and then Jake kills the whole town, and it's like, well, sorry, you can't have your beer anymore. There's no more beer. That was the best beer town. So that can definitely happen, and it's just kind of having fun with whatever happens, letting people do whatever they want. A rule that we learned as DMs was that it's the adventurer's adventure. So if they want to do that, don't fight them on it. Don't say they can't. Let them roll and let the dice kind of play the story. Because if they roll a 20, then I mean that's about the whole game. Is like that's a critical roll, and things change in the world to happen for that roll 20. Now, of course, you can't be like, I magically know where the thing is, blah blah blah, and then I roll a 20 and get it. No, it like has to be based off. What we decided was like you have to say that you're rolling for kind of a specific skill or something that's related to a skill that you have. You can't just say that you're rolling for magic, or I guess there is magic in the game, so
But not like
and there is, I think there luck in the game, I forget, but yeah, it wasn't like you can't do anything that would just ruin the game. So that's kind of limit. I guess that's kind of vague, but it was tough being a good DM at the beginning, because you kind of have this idea of like, okay, this is my adventure that I planned out. This is well, I think they'll have fun with this, and then they have fun on their own and not really follow your adventure, and you have to be a dynamic to that. So maybe you write half of a adventure and then the end of it, and kind of improvise some of it. And I think that's what we did after quite a bit, was just kind of having the idea of where we started and kind of where we want to end, and let's try to get there. But I'm trying to figure out if Roll20 has like a character sheet generator.
Yeah,
Um,
speaking of Roll20, it's the website that we want to play on because it's an online place that we can all play. To answer your question about luck, Zach, there's not any specific luck trait, but there's like different traits for different things that you're trying to do, right? So like if you say I want to jump across this chasm, then you'd roll for athletics, for example, or acrobatics, maybe, depending on the dungeon master. But yeah, so for Roll20, you'd make an account and create a character. So we'll go ahead and we can walk through that process. I'll pull this off and make an account real quick.
I think we might need to make a game to make a character. I made an account and I can only see my game, join games, marketplace, and so maybe we'll try to make a game and see. I know we played with this.
Yeah, I'm creating an account. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, so we'll get started. Okay, so we'll create a new game. So we'll give it a game name and we'll call it, I don't know, One Leaf Campaign. And then when you create it, you can choose a character sheet template. So we'll choose the D&D 5e one. So we'll go ahead and create it. And then we don't want to be looking for players because we want to be able to have people join. Okay, so we can choose which type of story that we want to play. So we'll do D&D 5e. And we can say the next game will be, I don't know, at some specific time. We'll enter description. We'll just call it One Leaf Campaign again. Okay, so then we can look at game add-ons, right? So we can choose which type of like maybe maps or adventures that we want to import, right? So we could look at like do they have the Lost Mines of Fit? No. Is all they have is Pathfinder? I wonder if we have to pay for the rest. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then we can go ahead and launch the game. And when it loads up, we can actually go through the tutorial. Okay, so the grid that you see here is like the map itself. Okay, so we're pretending as though they call it a GM instead of a DM. They're being more generalized, so they're calling it a game master instead of a dungeon master. They're operating under the assumption that we may not be playing Dungeons and Dragons, we're playing some game that is on the tabletop. Okay, I skipped over that one, but it said you as the game master determine what the players are allowed to see, right? Like if you have enemies laid out on the grid, you may not want to show them yet, but maybe you were planning out your adventure beforehand. Omar, yeah, you can always ask questions. Okay, actually, I don't want to play through the tutorial. I lied. Okay, so you can see that we can scroll out and we have our game here. So we can like freehand draw on the map, right? So we could say like I don't know, this is a lake or something, and then we could like put the players on the map itself. I forget how to open it up. Haha! You can see that I can, as the Dungeon Master, I can roll dice for you, right? There's also several commands that you can put into like the typing bar over here, so you can just do like roll, and then let's say just a D20, and you can see it'll give you a roll. I got a 20 right off the bat, Zach. This stream is perfect.
Nice.
And then in order to get you guys in here, we just send you the link to be able to join the campaign. This is where we can get premium assets. This is where we could get like tiles that we would place on the map. Aha. We're gonna have to play with this a little bit. So you can see that it'll give you like a description of your class. So this is like what you'll find in like the player's handbook, is it'll give you these type of things. So you could say like a bard, for example, uses a D8 when they try and hit something, and then it gives you modifiers, what armor you're allowed to wear, all that jazz. So it is somewhat complicated, but as soon as you like get in the flow of things, it'll make a lot more sense. So the first run through, Zach, that we do will probably have to just be like a test run to make sure everybody's familiarized with how everything works.
Yeah, so normally what we do is kind of have an example role play, an example kind of puzzle or something, and then obviously an example combat. And that's kind of, just experimenting, trying out stuff. You'll have laid out skills that you can use, so potentially using those, finding their limitations or, the benefits. But yeah, we'll have to do the first time that we'll meet. It will be totally just not of the adventure, anything like that. We'll hopefully have our characters made, and we can just, experiment with those characters and see how it goes.
We'll also have to talk to everyone about how we want the dungeon masters to work. If we want to rotate, or if we want to have one, or how we want that to work. Omar, I see you're in the voice chat. What was your question? I'm assuming maybe he's watching the stream and he's 15 seconds behind. Otherwise, Zach, anything else you wanted to add about D&D?
Druid and monk are the best.
No. It's all about the rogue.
Monk All you need to do is you go monk. You don't wear any clothes. Somehow you get above like 20 DC or whatever defense, and then you go druid and you just break the game. Great game.
My favorite is having a barbarian and a rogue, and the barbarian is strong and he can pick up and throw the rogue to places.
Nice.
There's also like custom classes and whatnot that like aren't included in like the default classes. So like if you come up with an idea for like I don't know maybe like a lion person or something like that, that's kind of the fun of it is doing. It's called homebrew where you just kind of like come up with your own types of things that maybe normally you'd wield like a mace or a spear on a paladin, but instead you want to wield a I don't know a trash can on a chain. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. That's all I got for fun topics, other than if we want to talk about my computer. Oh, Omar, I can hear your background. So, Zach, usually when I'm running like just my base processes like Chrome, Discord, OBS, and whatnot open on my old PC, I would be sitting at like 30 to 40% CPU usage. I have yet to break 10% since I started downloading everything.
Is that 13 tabs open on Chrome, or like why is that using almost a gig of?
Oh,
That's
wow.
a really good question. Oh, it's because I have I have a whole separate window open with the stream.
Okay. That really takes that much? That's okay, I
Yeah,
guess.
Google eats resources.
Cool.
But like then OBS is like below Chrome.
I
OBS
know.
is typing, dude.
OBS is doing nothing.
Yeah, I know, but why is Chrome?
Oh, also, I found this sweet software called Ninite for downloading things. Basically, you choose all the apps that you want, and it'll like bulk install all of them. And you can like hold these in a package. Like if you want like Discord, Steam, Chrome, and I don't know, maybe some other stuff. You'd get your Ninite right, and it'll give you like a custom installer that'll automatically install all those things for you. So if you're coming from like a fresh PC, which I'm gonna do in a couple hours, I'm gonna use this to install all these things. Just saves you
Is
some
this
time.
just for Windows?
I think
Because
it
for
works
the
for
Mac
Mac.
one, we have Homebrew Cask.
Ah.
But also, did you hear about the Windows Package Manager that's coming out?
I know they're like completely redoing like the whole CMD and everything.
Just make it Linux at that point.
What are they calling the package manager? WinPack? WinGet? No. You're gonna have to install PowerShell? Of course they have a GitHub repo for it. Aha, the roadmap. Aha, I love how you say they're gonna happen every month, but you don't tell me what's in them. I assume it's in the links. Inno setup is what I use to create the Unity builds. I didn't know Microsoft worked with it. Oh, they don't have issues that far out. So yeah, I'm interested to see if I can like run Unity and watch like Netflix and maybe like YouTube tutorials all at the same time while streaming and see if it still works and doesn't really impact anything.
What were your specs specifically?
I have a Ryzen 3700X, 32 gigs of memory. I have a 500 gig SSD, a 6 terabyte hard drive, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. And then I have a 1070 Ti for the graphics card. And liquid cooling and a bunch of RGB fans. And then for the memory, I think I got Corsair Vengeance. Sorry, I got G-Skill Ripjaws, my bad.
Sorry, I'm comparing yours to mine. What is the processor? Pull back up. I got mine pulled up.
Ryzen 3700X.
I got the 27.
It's not a terribly huge difference.
Yeah, and then I only got 16 gigs of RAM because like who needs 32 to just game? I only game on it.
Yeah,
So.
I'm using mine for everything.
And I got terabyte hard drive and like 20 or 250 SSD, and then RTX 2070. But yeah, it's just for gaming. So
Yeah, I shouldn't have. So I bought my 1070 Ti at like peak of people doing crypto mining. So my 1070 Ti was like $600 back then, where I could probably get a 20. What is a 2070 worth right now?
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, you could get one for 400. That sounds too cheap.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hold on. We're going to Amazon. No, yeah, they're down to 400. Asus, MSI. What about EVGA? Hold up. Can you choose the amount? Does it only come with 8? And then sort by. Oh my goodness. How high did the price go for a 2070? They don't even show the prices at this point? Yeah, so I got the FTW, the For the Win edition of the 1070. That's for 2080. You can get a 2080 for 800, and that's not much more than I paid for the 1070. I'm actually really sad.
Yeah, rip. What's ray tracing?
Oh my gosh, I wanted this guy so bad when I was looking at him. They're so beautiful. Oh yeah, you guys are 15 seconds behind, but
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't think water cooling makes it any cooler than fans can. Change my mind.
nah, it's not about the water cooling. It just looks cool. Like, I don't even want a water cooled graphics card. I feel like it makes it a pain in the butt for cable management.
You just need the gray, or not the gray, the tan and brown coolers, the Cool Masters or whatever.
Yeah.
That's actually what's in the System 76 computers. If you open it up, they have the Cool Masters or whatever. I think those are like proven, or I saw it on at least one video where those were like super good for keeping the processor cool. So I'm too lazy to actually buy a different one because then I'll have to open up my computer and buy some more heat. What is it? Oh, I forget. Cooler or
You're talking about the wooden looking heatsink on the CPU, right?
which one? Yeah, the stream's behind one sec.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm just go look at System 76 and see what they put on it.
Why would you ever pick a liquid coolant?
Yeah, Sabian, why would you?
If you plan on overclocking, that's about it.
Quieter.
Oh, it is quieter.
Yeah.
Does your S76 make noise? Sound? Like fan sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it give you a picture of the inside?
Cooler master? Holy crap, they're cool.
I want to look at the inside of your PC.
I forget. But yeah. They are the tan and brown one. Just type in tan and brown air cooler or like CPU cooler.
Ah, this one. Yeah, this one's super cool. Sorry, you're behind.
Yeah, no, those are really good. Those are big too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't go like full liquid cooled CPU with like a reservoir. I did like the AIO, like the all-in-one.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I would be too scared to do it with the reservoir.
Yeah,
That's kind of me. It's just like I'd rather have fans and dust than
dealing with
like
liquid.
yeah. I clean mine quite often. Every other day I take it fully apart and clean it. No, I clean it like every month or anytime I stare at it and it looks dusty.
Yep,
If
I
I
do the
can't
same.
see the lights, as bright as they should be, oh, that baby needs to be cleaned.
Dude, on my new PC, the case has like magnetic like fan covers that I can just pull off, take the vacuum to it, and put it back on all the fans. Somebody had big brain when designing this case. I got like the NZXT case.
Yeah, yours had like too many fans.
Yeah.
I really questioned why you had water cooling when you had like 2 times more fans than me already. It was like, well, wow.
I have 3 on the front, 1 on the back, 2 on the top, and then 2 for the water cooler. So many fans. It is never getting hot. And even the power supply has the RGB fan, which I don't think I've ever seen before. But I'm gonna.
So, Sabian, the white fans that you have that are facing the glass of the case,
Yeah.
I have those too. What are well, mine aren't a water cooler. Like, what would that be used for? I don't understand why I have those other than they look cool because they have LEDs.
There's no hoses leading to them.
No.
Uh,
Here, I'll take a picture of mine.
Okay.
Here, one sec.
I mean, if there's no hoses leading to them, they're just extra fans. I don't know why. That is weird. You gonna send it to me in Discord so I can show the stream? Random channels, random. The fans he's referring to are these white guys right here.
Alright, I'm sending in Discord right now under the random one.
Okay.
Oh no, now you can see how dirty it is. So this answers your question of I'm gonna clean it right now, so.
From this angle, the fans don't look white. They just look like extra internal fans.
Yeah, see, I would expect one like on top, like above the processor, like closer to that, but they don't seem. I guess they just kind of move the air in it, right?
Yeah, so like, hold on, I'm gonna open up Paint. Okay, so the way I like to have my fans set up, let's pretend this is my case, and I have this is the front, so I'd have a couple fans here, one in the back, and some on the top, and then I have the power supply ones in here. So the way I configure my fans rotation wise is these guys pull in air, and then the CPU fan, is blowing out, directly at you, and then the back fan is sucking the air out. So as long as you're not as long as the back of the computer isn't like pushed up against a wall, you're good.
Rotate it really quick.
What's that?
Can you rotate this really quick?
The picture? Hold on.
Oh, you're not in Paint 3D. Oh, okay. Do you not have it on this computer? I thought that came with all the. I thought they replaced Paint with that one. Oh wait, isn't that Paint 3D right there? Edit with Paint 3D, dude. Press it right there.
Wait. In here?
Yeah, no, it's in Paint. Go to like right up there. Edit with Paint 3D to the right by product. Yeah. Does it just transfer and become 3D? That'd be awesome.
I can't. Hold on. It's got
rotate it.
2D shapes text. Where's the select? Select? Haha. It's not 3D rotate, but you can rotate it 2D. Oh wait, 3D view. Whoa! I didn't know this was a thing.
All right, 10 out of 10. There you go. Now, what does your case look like?
I don't know. We messed it up. It looks like this. If we flip 180, it sucks in from the front, and then sucks in from the top, and then pushes it out the back and the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I'm worried to add anything because I want to like match it. So the RAM, I either have to replace all the RAM with RGB or match the RAM that I have, and then any fan that I have, I need to make sure that Well, I'm worried that it'll be out of cycle. Like all 3 of the fans that I have are in cycle, or they're in sync. So if I get another one, is it just going to be non-RGB? Like I can't have that. That's unacceptable.
Just look up the model number on the fans that you have and try and get the same one. Sometimes it can be a pain in the butt if it's been a little while since you've gotten the new PC. Also, you see that okay, so on your PC, you see right below your CPU. Hold up. We'll copy this into Paint. I found this out about my PC today, which is probably not going to be a terribly revolutionary thing. Can I scroll? Zoom? Nope. All right, we can just copy and paste into Paint. On your PC, right here is where the SSD goes, which is super cool. That they have like a little like case that you can like. You don't need a tray or anything; it just automatically screws in there.
Yeah, see, I haven't popped that open to actually look at my storage, but then after, how long I've had it, I've kind of deduced that it's like I think it's down there. Because yeah, the SSD is small, and then like I said, I have a terabyte of hard drive, so that's also tucked away in there too.
Yeah, they did a really good job designing the cable management for these cases. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, I like the case in general. Like I'm not the biggest fan. Like I get, I'll build my own, but like, it was just kind of an all-in-one deal, and the case was cool. So it was like, oh well, I could definitely, upgrade stuff in here and keep the case because I do like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want to put in. So you can put in this thing. It's called like NZXT. Is it the grid? It's like this fan controller, right? And basically, what it allows you to do is it allows you to control like the fan speed of your fans. But there's something similar that you like plug in lighting as well, and so it allows you to sync like like the fans that are plugged in directly to the motherboard have their lighting synced with the CPU heatsink fans, but the other ones don't. They're just like a standard color. So I want to plug all of them into like one fan controller, and then sync that up with the RGB blinking of my keyboard, my mouse, and the graphics card. So all of them blink at the same time.
That's how you have a seizure.
Yo, why is my power button white? Why can't I make my power button RGB?
Oh, that see, I would just return it at that point. That's not worth it.
All RGB, everything.
See, the System 76 has a white power button, and that's it. And then it has wood panel. So I can't even look inside of it, but still love it.
Dude, have you seen the desk one? The desk CPUs? Like they're
Oh yeah, the desk CPUs or the like kind of the art CPUs where they lay it out flat on the walls. I think
Yeah.
Sabian, you were saying you wanted to make one kind of like that?
Yeah, hold up. I'm trying to find an example. Okay, that's for tower. I wanted to do like basically all the components for your PC would be like mounted to the wall. Motherboard wiring? What did I type in last time? Haha. What about this? Yeah, like this. I thought this would be super cool. I mean, they're doing it with like a PlayStation and a DVD player and whatnot, but
Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to have just kind of a server room where I would throw in my my big computers and kind of have just like thin clients be for the TVs or that stuff, but
that would also work 100%.
yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I need to experiment with it because right now I just use mine for like YouTube, Netflix, and gaming, and I still use it as a computer. I've tried to get better at having a controller and like sitting on the couch and kind of having a multimedia kind of experience instead of all right, I'm on my computer on a TV because I don't like that personally. I'd rather be at a, computer at the desk and that stuff.
Well, guys, Rocket League time.
Yeah, let's play Rocket League. Let's go.
On stream or off stream? That's the question.
I think off stream. Start your own stream.
Ooh.
Alrighty, guys, thanks for
Make
watching.
sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe, comment, share. Okay, sorry. Rip headphone users.
A little bit.
Don't report. All right, see you guys. Thanks for listening.
I'll be Susie. Bye.
Bye.